In the heart of a quaint village named Sirentia, nestled between rolling hills and a dense, ancient forest, there lived a spirited and inquisitive young woman named Alara. From a young age, Alara had always possessed an insatiable curiosity about the world beyond her village's boundaries. Her eyes sparkled with wonder as she listened to the tales told by the village elders of far-off lands, mythical creatures, and hidden treasures. One sunny morning, when the golden rays of the sun played hide-and-seek among the leaves of the ancient oak trees, Alara felt an irresistible urge to explore the depths of the forest. Armed with nothing but her boundless curiosity and a woven basket for collecting wildflowers, she ventured into the heart of the woodland. As she ventured deeper, the forest seemed to embrace her with an eerie hush. The whispering leaves above and the soft rustle of creatures in the underbrush beneath her feet gave the impression that the forest itself held secrets waiting to be uncovered. After hours of wandering, Alara stumbled upon an enchanting glade. At its center lay a pond, shimmering like liquid glass. The water's surface was so still that it seemed as if the world held its breath in awe of the tranquil beauty. However, what truly mesmerized Alara was the way the pond reflected her image. It wasn't a mere reflection of her outer appearance, it was a reflection of her inner self. Alara watched in awe as her image morphed and changed with her emotions. When she felt joy, her reflection radiated with happiness. When she experienced moments of sadness, her reflection mirrored her melancholy. It was as though the pond possessed a magical ability to reveal the hidden depths of her soul. With each passing moment, Alara became more captivated by this mysterious pond. She laughed and cried, felt excitement and fear, and watched her reflection transform accordingly. It was as if the pond was a mirror to her very thoughts and emotions. Her heart swelled with a blend of astonishment and wonder. She realized that she had discovered something extraordinary, an enchanted pond that could unveil the secrets of her own heart and mind. This realization filled her with both excitement and trepidation, for she knew that the discovery of the mirror pond would forever alter the course of her life. In that tranquil glade, surrounded by the ancient forest, Alara made a silent promise to herself. She pledged to unlock the secrets of the mirror pond, to understand the profound connection between her inner world and the reflections it cast upon the pond's glassy surface. Little did she know that her journey of self-discovery had just begun, and the mirror pond would become her guide and mentor on a path she could never have imagined. Alara's discovery of the mirror pond marked the beginning of a remarkable journey into the depths of her own emotions. Each day, she returned to the secluded glade to gaze into the pond's reflective depths, eager to witness the ever-changing dance of her inner feelings. As she stood by the water's edge, Alara watched her reflection with rapt attention. Her emotions seemed to ripple across the pond's surface like a choreographed ballet. When she felt elation, her reflection mirrored it with a radiant smile. In moments of sadness, the pond mirrored her tears. Anger and frustration caused the waters to ripple and churn with turbulence. It was both a beautiful and unsettling experience. Alara marveled at how closely her inner world was intertwined with the pond's mirror-like surface. The mirror pond was like an empathetic friend who responded to her every emotional nuance. One particular afternoon, Alara felt a surge of anger bubbling up within her. Her reflection in the pond distorted and contorted with her fury. The once still surface now mirrored a storm of emotions. The reflection was a stark reminder of how easily her feelings could be stirred, and how they could control her actions. She sat down beside the mirror pond, her brow furrowed in deep thought. Alara realized that her emotions had often been the masters of her destiny, guiding her choices and actions. If she wanted to truly harness the power of the mirror pond and control her own fate, she needed to gain mastery over her emotions. Determined to understand this newfound gift, Alara decided to seek guidance from someone wise and experienced. She knew just the person, the village elder, Maya, a woman known for her profound knowledge of the human heart and mind. The following day, Alara made her way to Maya's humble cottage at the edge of the village. She explained her discovery of the mirror pond and her desire to understand her emotions better. Maya, with her gentle and knowing eyes, listened attentively to Alara's tale. Child, Maya began, the mirror pond is a reflection of your inner world. It shows you what lies within your heart, and it has the power to teach you valuable lessons about yourself. But remember, it is not your enemy, it is a gift, a tool for self-discovery. Illyra nodded, hanging on to Maya's every word. Maya continued, to master the mirror pond, you must first learn to master your own thoughts and emotions. Embrace them, acknowledge them, and then release them. Do not let them rule you. Instead, learn to guide them. Illyra absorbed Maya's wisdom like a parched desert absorbing rain. She realized that understanding her emotions was the first step toward gaining control over them. With newfound determination, she thanked Maya and left the cottage, ready to embark on the challenging but enlightening journey of self-discovery. Illyra returned to the mirror pond with a fresh perspective. She knew that the dance of emotions within her was a natural part of being human, and she would no longer let them dictate her actions. It was time to learn the art of mastering her thoughts and feelings, to ensure that the mirror pond would become a tool for her growth rather than a mere reflection of her fleeting emotions. Illyra's desire to master the dance of her emotions led her to seek guidance from the village elder, Maya, who was renowned for her wisdom and understanding of the human heart and mind. With Maya's counsel, Illyra hoped to unlock the full potential of the mirror pond and gain control over her inner world. One sunny morning, Illyra made her way to Maya's cottage at the edge of the village. The cottage, nestled beneath ancient oak trees, exuded an aura of tranquility. Its walls, adorned with herbs and dried flowers, spoke of Maya's deep connection to nature and her profound knowledge of life's mysteries. Maya, a silver-haired woman with kind, crinkled eyes, welcomed Illyra with a warm smile. "I've been expecting you, child," Maya said, as if she had sensed Illyra's inner turmoil. Seated on a woven rug by the hearth, Illyra shared her tale of the mirror pond and her desire to understand her emotions better. Maya listened attentively, nodding knowingly from time to time. "Ah, the mirror pond," Maya mused. "It is a mirror to your soul, reflecting not just your external appearance but the essence of your inner world. It can reveal your most profound emotions, your deepest fears, and your greatest joys." Illyra looked at Maya with a mixture of curiosity and anticipation. "But what am I to do with this gift?" she asked. Maya's voice was gentle as she replied, "Child, the mirror pond is not a foe to be conquered but a friend to be understood. It is a reflection of your inner world, a canvas upon which your emotions and thoughts are painted. To master it, you must first master yourself." With a sense of clarity, Illyra realized that she had been looking at the mirror pond all wrong. Instead of seeing it as an adversary, she needed to view it as a tool for self-discovery and growth. Maya continued, "Begin by understanding your emotions. Do not suppress them or let them control you. Embrace them, acknowledge them, and then let them go. Your emotions are like passing clouds in the sky, they come and go, but you are the sky itself, constant and unchanging." Illyra nodded, absorbing Maya's words like a thirsty sponge soaking up water. It was as though Maya had opened a door to a new realm of understanding. "Practice mindfulness," Maya advised. "When you stand by the mirror pond, do not merely observe your reflection. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your emotions rise and fall like waves in the sea. In doing so, you will gain mastery over them, and they will no longer control you." With newfound determination, Illyra thanked Maya for her guidance and left the cottage. She felt as though she had been handed the key to unlocking the mysteries of the mirror pond and her own inner world. Illyra returned to the mirror pond, not as a conqueror of emotions, but as a student of her own heart. She began to practice mindfulness, as Maya had suggested, allowing her emotions to ebb and flow like the tides. With each passing day, she felt a greater sense of calm and control over the tempestuous sea of her feelings. The mirror pond, once a source of confusion and frustration, now became a mirror of serenity. Illyra's reflections in the pond began to change, mirroring not just her emotions but her evolving mastery over them. With each passing day, she grew closer to understanding the profound connection between her inner world and the reflections it cast upon the pond's glassy surface. The wisdom shared by Maya had set Illyra on a path of self-discovery, and she knew that the journey ahead would be filled with challenges and revelations. With Maya's guidance, Illyra embarked on a journey of self-discovery and inner mastery. Each day, she returned to the tranquil glade where the mirror pond lay, ready to deepen her understanding of her own thoughts and emotions. Illyra's visits to the mirror pond became a sacred ritual. She would stand by the water's edge, close her eyes, and take deep, calming breaths. With each breath, she allowed her emotions and thoughts to rise to the surface of her consciousness. She observed them without judgment, like a curious observer watching clouds drift across the sky. In the beginning, it was challenging. Her emotions often surged like untamed rivers, threatening to overwhelm her. But Illyra remembered Maya's wisdom, embraced them, acknowledged them, and then released them. She was learning that emotions were like passing storms. They may be intense, but they were temporary. As the days turned into weeks, Illyra's practice of mindfulness bore fruit. She began to notice a change in the way the mirror pond reflected her inner world. The once tumultuous surface had become a still, clear pool. Even when her emotions surged within, the pond remained undisturbed, mirroring her feelings without being overtaken by them. One sunny afternoon, as she sat by the mirror pond, Illyra felt an overwhelming sense of joy. Her heart swelled with gratitude for the beauty of the natural world and the wisdom she had gained on her journey. As she looked into the pond, her reflection beamed with a radiant smile, matching the inner joy she felt. In that moment, Illyra realized the profound truth: she was not a slave to her emotions, she was their master. She had learned to navigate the currents of her inner world, guiding them with the gentle hand of mindfulness. The mirror pond had become not just a reflection of her emotions but a mirror of her growing wisdom and self-mastery. Illyra's newfound sense of control over her emotions was not about suppressing them or denying their existence. It was about understanding their ebb and flow, recognizing their power, and choosing how to respond to them consciously. She had discovered that emotions were messengers, offering insights into her deepest desires, fears, and values. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars twinkled in the darkening sky, Illyra returned to her village. She had a newfound serenity about her, a quiet confidence that had not gone unnoticed by her fellow villagers. Friends and family marveled at the transformation they saw in Illyra. She had become a source of inspiration, a living testament to the power of self-reflection and emotional mastery. Her presence seemed to calm the turmoil in others, and she became a trusted confidant for those seeking guidance on their own journeys of self-discovery. The mirror pond, which had once been her source of confusion and frustration, had become a beacon of clarity and inner peace. Its still waters reflected not just her emotions but the wisdom she had gained through her diligent practice of mindfulness and self-reflection. Illyra's journey had shifted from a quest to control the mirror pond to a quest to control her own thoughts and emotions. She had learned that the power to shape her life lay not in conquering external challenges but in mastering the inner world. With each passing day, she grew closer to the realization that the mirror pond was a reflection not just of her emotions but of her growing wisdom, resilience, and the inner strength that would guide her on the path of self-discovery. As the seasons changed, so did Illyra. Her diligent practice of mindfulness and self-reflection continued to deepen her understanding of her inner world and emotions. With each passing day, she felt a growing sense of mastery over her thoughts and feelings, and the mirror pond reflected this transformation. One bright morning, as Illyra stood by the mirror pond, she saw her reflection again. But this time, it was different. Her image was not a mere reflection of her emotions, it was a manifestation of her innermost desires. In this reflection, she saw herself standing tall, surrounded by a world filled with love, purpose, and fulfillment. The image shimmered with an inner radiance, as if her very soul was aglow with the fire of her passions and dreams. Illyra's heart swelled with wonder and joy as she realized the profound truth: the mirror pond was not just a reflection of her emotions, it was a mirror of her deepest aspirations and the life she had always longed for. It showed her that the power to shape her destiny lay within her own heart and mind. With tears of gratitude in her eyes, Illyra knew that her journey had led her to a place of profound transformation. She had come to understand that the mirror pond was a tool for self-discovery, a reflection not just of her fleeting emotions but of her innermost desires and intentions. With this newfound clarity, Illyra set about creating the life she had seen in the mirror pond's reflection. She pursued her passions with unwavering determination, whether it was tending to the village garden, teaching the village children, or sharing her wisdom with those who sought her guidance. Her actions were no longer driven by the chaotic currents of her emotions but by the steady compass of her heart. She knew that she held the power to shape her own destiny, to bring into reality the life she had envisioned. As the seasons cycled through their eternal dance, the village and its people began to transform as well. Illyra's inner peace and wisdom radiated outward, touching the lives of those around her. She became a source of inspiration, a living testament to the profound connection between one's inner world and the outer reality they create. Travelers from distant lands came to seek her guidance, drawn by the tales of the young woman who had harnessed the power of the mirror pond and transformed her life. Illyra became a revered teacher, guiding others on their own journeys of self-discovery and inner mastery. The mirror pond, once a hidden treasure, became a place of pilgrimage for those who sought to understand themselves better. It became a symbol of the infinite potential that lies within each person, waiting to be discovered. In her old age, as she stood by the mirror pond, Illyra marveled at the profound impact it had on her life and the lives of others. Its still waters, which had once mirrored the chaotic dance of her emotions, now reflected the serene wisdom of a woman who had come to understand the profound connection between the inner world and the outer reality. Illyra knew that the mirror pond would outlast her, serving as a reminder to generations to come that the power to shape one's life lay within their own hearts and minds. She had not only transformed herself but had also left behind a legacy of self-discovery, inner mastery, and the wondrous journey of a young woman who had learned to control her emotions and thoughts to create the life she desired. As the years passed, Illyra's village and the surrounding lands continued to be touched by the transformative power of her journey. She had become a living legend, a source of inspiration and wisdom for all who crossed her path. Yet, it was not just her personal transformation that left a lasting impact, it was the legacy she left behind. The mirror pond, once a hidden treasure in the depths of the forest, had become a symbol of profound self-discovery. People from near and far made pilgrimages to the tranquil glade to witness the magical mirror that could reflect not only their emotions but also their innermost desires and intentions. Illyra's legacy was not just about mastering the mirror pond, it was about mastering the self. She had shown that the power to shape one's life lay not in external circumstances but in the depths of one's heart and mind. Her journey had inspired countless others to embark on their own paths of self-discovery and inner mastery. The village itself had undergone a transformation. It had become a community of people who practiced mindfulness, embraced their emotions, and supported one another on their journeys of personal growth. The once divided village had become a close-knit family, bound together by a shared understanding of the profound connection between the inner world and the outer reality. Illyra's presence had a calming effect on those around her. Her wisdom had a way of soothing troubled hearts and providing clarity in times of confusion. She became a trusted confidant, a pillar of strength, and a source of guidance for those who sought her counsel. The children of the village looked up to Illyra with awe and admiration. They saw in her not just a wise elder but a living example of what was possible when one embarked on a journey of self-discovery and inner mastery. She taught them that they held the power to shape their destinies, to create the lives they desired. One day, a young girl named Lila approached Illyra by the mirror pond. With a curious sparkle in her eyes, Lila asked, "Illyra, how did you become so wise? How did you learn to control your emotions and thoughts?" Illyra smiled and knelt down to meet Lila's gaze. She replied, "My dear, it all began with the discovery of this magical pond. But the real journey was not about conquering the pond, it was about conquering myself. I learned to embrace my emotions, to understand them, and to guide them rather than be controlled by them. Lila nodded, absorbing Illyra's words like a precious gift. She knew that she had found a mentor, someone who could teach her the art of self-mastery. In the years that followed, Lila and many other young villagers became Illyra's apprentices. They learned the practices of mindfulness, self-reflection, and emotional mastery. They discovered the profound connection between their inner world and the outer reality they created. The legacy of Illyra's journey continued to ripple outward, touching the lives of countless individuals and communities. It became a timeless story of self-discovery, inner mastery, and the transformative power of embracing one's emotions and thoughts. As Illyra grew older and her hair turned silver like Maya's, she knew that her time in this world was drawing to a close. She had shared her wisdom, passed on her teachings, and left behind a legacy that would endure for generations to come. On her final day, surrounded by loved ones and the beauty of the Mirror Pond, Illyra closed her eyes for the last time, her heart filled with gratitude. She knew that her journey had not only transformed her life but had also left a lasting legacy, a legacy of self-discovery, inner mastery, and the wondrous tale of a young woman who had learned to control her emotions and thoughts to create the life she desired.